Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is John. I have over 200,000 total social media followers. This is my brand new account where it's my journey on how to become a millionaire through day trading. I will get there, I promise you. So that's the whole point of this channel, and I'm going to be guiding you guys through my process as I start to find strategies that are working and guide you guys to where I find success, so that I can bring you guys into terminology a little bit easier. So if you're just now starting. So I wanted to kind of go ahead and start and talk by this. So I was up a lot today, and I made a lot, right? I made about $1,800 today, and it was, in today's lesson, it's going to be about VWAP, standard, all the daily high, and the standard, or the double bottoms and the flat bottoms. So right now, basically, guys, what I was doing was I was using also the psychological effect of the whole and half dollar and the quarter dollar as a trade psychology. So basically, this day was really hard for it to go right above $4, and so I was trading through here, and then I kind of got caught up a little bit here, took some drawback on this trade, and then we finished early, and I got out before that little dip right before. We were out at like 405. But I made about probably $5,000, and I lost about $3. And so that's right where we're at, 23, about 1,700. So if I was a cleaner, more consistent trader, I definitely would have cleared that, and we would have been around like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 if I was able to cut and see some of the trends that were happening a little bit earlier. But for first time, pretty much our fourth day trading, I wasn't able to trade yesterday, but for our fourth day trading, guys, I think $2,000 on profit, pure profit. That's not after what commissions. This is demo trading. And so, guys, we're starting by trading with demo accounts, and then we're going to get a little bit more serious as we get into more consistent green days. Today I will be starting a Excel spreadsheet. I'll probably have it available for you guys tomorrow, so you can see my green days as I start to track some processes that you guys can also take part in. Remember, guys, I'm not an expert. This is all risk, and I recommend you guys definitely doing demo trading before you ever put any real money into this. This is only my journey as a tool and education to improve. But I want to show you guys, so the three things today. We have the bottom level, the flat bottom here. You see how it never really went underneath this line, and then the flat top, which was the daily high, which is around 416, 419, right where it says right there, 419, right? And so it never went above that, and it never went below this. And so I saw this peak, I saw this bound, and what I was really looking at was buying buying the bulls right off the quarter dollar. And so right when it went underneath the quarter dollar, I was like, ooh, I don't know if that's going to go straight back down. I don't know if it's going to break the support lines. You just don't know. You just don't know. Anything could happen. There could be a random seller that saw that their stock was up, and then they put in 20,000 shares and they bared the market, right? You just don't know, right? And so so I was right there, and then I was just kind of holding on, and then I'd get in around like 378, and then I'd ride it, right? I would try to ride it and see where I could get. I would probably get caught up. I think I got caught up in this and was thinking it was going to go further, and then I was just holding, and so I kind of held through a lot of that, and it did really well. But the main thing is, you want to draw a trend line on what you see as consistency. So by the time I got to the second pattern right here, this showed us a double bottom and a double top, and so from that point on, I was pretty fair and consistent. Or a triple. So this is where that first level of support and the second level of support. And so once we kind of saw, I guess, this bottom here come out at the same time, that's pretty much where I put my stop loss. I put my stop loss right underneath that, around right above, like it was like 360, I think, because I knew that it would go straight to 350 if it broke that. If it broke that, it would go straight to 350, and then it would have some resistance. But it would go underneath VWAP and then most likely take a dip. But anything's possible. But that's most likely the case. Now, if you've been following the channel, you guys know I've been talking about the Awesome Oscillator and the MACD as places to start predicting the trend of where it goes. Every indicator is a trail. They're always trailing behind the market, and that's what makes everything so challenging. Is when you see these indicators, are like, you as a trader are like, oh, the indicators are up, oh, and then next thing you know, it's a breakout, and you're like, oh no, I'm already late to get to the trade, right? And so what you kind of want to see is kind of the trend of where these things come. So what I've been following is once it starts to take a dip over, that doesn't give me a clear indicator to take a trade, but it does tell me that you should start thinking about it. And then as I start seeing some of these awesome oscillator, the Awesome Oscillator comes on just a little bit earlier. If you can see that right here, we kind of start getting that trend of green. And so then it'll start to turn over at red right there. And so what I see is I see trying to trade the high side of the MACD and selling as we start to get those shares come through. And so the Awesome Oscillator and I try to use both of those. I try to stay away from looking too much into the sales price. When I was trading, the only thing that I really care about is slippage. Slippage is so important, especially when you're trading with like a TD Ameritrade where you're only getting 1 minute candles and you're not necessarily having routing. I'm not 100% sure on that type of stuff. And so you're not getting straight. There's going to be some delay, especially in a demo simulated trader. There's going to be some delay. And so given that, I was really focused on limit trading, where what I was doing was, let's say the stock was going for 390, right, or 385 or 376, right? And so once it was 379, 378, and then it'll keep kind of down 378, 376, 376, and it kind of hit 376, 376. Then it would start hitting 377. I would have a limit order ready, and I would put it at essentially letting it start to bull through that. I would actually put it like a cent over, just make sure that, you know, if it came down again, you know, I'm trying to buy through with momentum. And so if the MACD oscillator, the MACD value was over the green and it was converging, and then you start to see the green pull up on the top side right here. This is if you actually really zoom in here, this is at the 5-minute chart. You can actually see that it comes up a little bit more than but basically, as you see this converge right here, this is where I would buy in. I would miss that first green candle, and then I would probably buy on the pullback. However, the Gravestone Doji, if you actually see that where it's an upside down, looks like Thor's hammer, usually is a clear indicator of a sell indicator. However, when the MACD kept on going, I kept on staying in it, and then as it started to peer over, that's where I would probably sell out and try to get out of that. But there was a lot of value here. It doesn't look like there's a lot trading here because these values are really tight, it looks like. But when it comes to a $4 stock trade, you're going from $3.80 to $4. That 20 cents is a lot. And so what you want to do is essentially you go in with with a average value, and I would come in with, like, you know, 2,000 shares, and then I'd come in again at another 2,000 shares, and I'd hit it as it would keep coming up, and it really exploded. I did get in early on one of these, but all in all, we went up 2,000. So that was kind of my strategy for today. This is you know, our kind of a daily recap on what we're doing, but basically my whole goal is to try to utilize some of these indicators and kind of just guide you guys through what is working for me. I tried to get on the breakout, and the breakouts were kind of hard today. I saw a few bearish. I was a little late to the actual pre-market, and so I missed out on I made a lot on one, and then again I got rock hard on another one, and that one pulled me back. And so then we got into this trade, and I only focused on this stock for the rest of the day. So for like 3-4 hours, I was only looking at one single stock the entire day, for 3-4 hours. So it was from, I guess, like I was in a session. I do some FIFA coaching, and so I was in a coaching session. So I was gone for about an hour and a half, and then did my daily update for FIFA as well. So I was gone, but I guess I was looking at for only about 2 hours. But I was in a bunch on the early side, trying to take some risk while there was a bull market. The bull market didn't really do anything crazy good for me. I kind of went even, and then we got in on this trade and went up, and now I'm actually in a positive account when I was down about 2,000 last time I was trading. So on 200,000 we were down 2,000, now we're up 2,000. So you know, 3-4 grand on a day, or 2 grand on the day, but 2 grand on the day, but I guess we're up like $200 or something like that. So I guess we're back, but that's the name of the game. But until next time, guys, if you guys want to make sure you guys subscribe, because as we continue going through this, guys, this content's only going to get better. And, you know, once we really start making some money, we're going to throw and reinvest into this channel, and we're going to make it the best channel, finance channel you guys will be able to find. So until next time, guys, my name is John. And remember, if you buy right, you never lose. That's the saying that we're going to go with, because you can't. If it goes up, you can't lose, right? All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Deuces.